What's up, guys? I'm BTC. There's a lot of information about the upcoming Retribution event trickling in, as well as potential legendary skins now that we know where the map is going to be. Blizzard just released a new teaser for the upcoming event. It doesn't really have a lot of info in it. I'm going to run through it anyways, just so you guys are aware of it, and then we'll get into the legendary skins. So it says, Archive, Overwatch officials respond to attack on the Oslo facility, and it's Oslo, Norway. Global peacekeeping organization Overwatch today announced it will be conducting a full review of security procedures following a recent attack on their facilities in Oslo, Norway. At a televised news conference, Commander Jack Morrison, that's Soldier 76 in case you didn't know, stated that a complete investigation of the incident is ongoing and that at this point it is too early to identify the parties responsible. Morrison issued a stern warning to the perpetrators. Overwatch will not rest until the ones behind this attack are brought to justice. Morrison confirmed that Overwatch has identified a number of suspects behind the strike, but declined to provide further details. I am almost certain that the people that were behind it are the very beginnings of the Talon organization. And the reason for that is because the Retribution event takes place in Venice. So let's jump into that. And this right here is the official logo for the upcoming event, the Overwatch Retribution. In the middle, you have that heart rate monitor, and I think this is supposed to relate to Reaper. When he was Gabriel Reyes, he got injured, and he got treated by Moira. And I think during this event, or maybe at the end of this event, we're going to see the beginnings of that transformation from Gabriel Reyes into what we now know as Reaper. We also know that the event is going to take place in Venice, Italy, and there's a couple of reasons for that. First, the biggest, of course, is the Chinese name for the event. So this is the logo right here, and the translation is Overwatch Venice Operation. So very clearly it's taking place in Venice. We also have this leaked image of a poster for the event, and the buildings there very closely resemble what you would find in Venice. Now, some people did point out that it kind of looks like what you would find in Dorado, but, and I just learned this today myself, apparently Dorado was modeled after an Italian city of Manarola. Instead of being modeled after a Spanish city, which it was supposed to, they modeled it after an Italian city, so that's why the buildings have that kind of similarity. But this is almost certainly going to be the Venice skyline. And we also know that Moira and Blackwatch were responsible for the Venice incident because of Moira's biography, where it very clearly says that it was uncovered that she was working for the organization because of that. Also, in the Doomfist Masquerade comic, we find out that Venice is a very important location for Talon. This is where a lot of their leadership meets and discusses what they're gonna do. So Doomfist, Widowmaker, Reaper, and Sombra all go to Venice, and they kind of deal with one of the other leaders, and then they go and they have their big meeting. Funny enough, this is also the very first time we see Moira. She's kind of like in the background of a couple of these panels. So story-wise, here's what I think happens. You have the attack on the Oslo facility. Overwatch finds out that it's this new upcoming organization called Talon. They can't directly go there, so Blackwatch decides to go in. They find some of the leadership of Talon in Venice. They take it maybe a little bit too far. They probably destroy some parts of the city or some historical landmarks or something. That brings about the existence of the Blackwatch and Moira being a part of it. And then, as a result of this, Soldier 76 and Reapers start to split even more in their direction for where the organization should go. And Reaper and Moira decide that maybe the Talon organization might be a little bit better, and they end up kind of like working against it, and that ends up with the fall of the Overwatch organization. So the Retribution event is what was in response to what happened at the Oslo facility. Alright, so with the story out of the way, let's talk about the legendary skins. We know for absolute certainty that either Genji or Hanzo is getting a legendary for this event. We don't know which one because Jeff Kaplan just said, your favorite Shimada brother. So it could be either. Hanzo just got a couple of legendaries, Genji got one, and he has one from last year, so really it could be either, or it could be both. Maybe he's just, trying to pull a trick. For the other ones, we have the possible Talon Organization Masquerade skins from that comic. So these have been something that we've been talking about for a while, because the Reaper one in particular is the Mask of the Red Death, and it looks really awesome. This would be an incredibly cool skin for Reaper to get. For Doomfist, I mean, it's just kind of whatever. Sombra's also looks kind of neat. Widowmaker, we don't ever actually see her wearing any sort of costume because the only image we see with her is just the silhouette up on top of the building. So this is going to be my guess for the legendaries. We usually get 6 or 7 per event. We know that Hanzo or Genji, possibly both, are definitely getting one. I think it's safe to say that Moira 100% is also getting one. She's been in the game for a while, hasn't gotten a legendary, and the event, she seems to have an important part of it. For Doomfist, Reaper, and Widowmaker, they seem to also be really important to the whole Talon thing. So it's possible maybe just Reaper will get one, just the Mask of the Red Death one, which would be really awesome. Also, you could throw Sombra in there because, again, this seems to be the beginnings of Talon, so maybe that's how they'll link it in. I put Winston on the list just because he hasn't gotten one in a really long time, and it's possible they could give him an early version of his uniform that he got when he first joined Overwatch, kind of like what they did with Mercy, Reinhardt, Torbjorn, and Tracer like last year. So he could get an early uniform for Overwatch. For Ana, we already know what she looked like. We have legendaries in the game for when she was in the early days of Overwatch, so they're not going to do that, I don't think. We already have a Blackwatch McCree, so I don't think we're going to get anything for that. And as for everyone else, well, I mean, it's possible they could just kind of throw a random one in, but it wouldn't really be related to the event itself. There you go, guys. That is everything that we know about the upcoming event. They're supposed to have another big reveal tomorrow. I think it's probably just going to be the main trailer for the event. So what do you guys think about all this stuff? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my Discord server. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. The links for that stuff are down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.